Friends, welcome back to module 9 of correction of sentences, part 5 of verbs presented by Learning Space. Let's look at the first example sentence here, that is model 32. After all the media attention, the match turned out being a damp squib. Damp squib means something is expected, a great outcome was expected, but it was not so. So do not worry about these words, but concentrate on what is wrong or what is possibly wrong with this sentence. There is a phrasal verb used in this sentence, and that is turned out. After all the media attention, so there is no problem here, the match turned out being a damp squib. So after the phrasal verb turned out, can we really use being? No, unfortunately we cannot use being. So what should be used? We should use only the base form preceded by to. So in fact we are using to plus infinitive. So the corrected sentence reads as, after all the media attention, the match turned out to be a damp squib. So please remember that BEB is the base form of all the verbs is, am, are, was, were, been and also being. So you cannot even use to is, to am or to are. It has to be to be. Is it the only phrasal verb that requires a to plus infinitive after it? No, it is not. There are other phrasal verbs which take only to plus infinitive and not the ing form, and they are, let's have a look at them. The research team at the university set out to discover a cure for Ebola. Set out is the phrasal verb here that requires a to plus infinitive. Set out to discover. To plus discover is the base form of that particular verb. You cannot say set out discovering or set out to discovering. They are wrong usages. In the same way, the media report about the increase in interest rates turned out to be false. You cannot say turned out being false. It has to be after this phrasal verb turn out. As you are aware, language has grammar, any language has grammar in fact, and the grammar is a set of rules and we should know the rules to be able to use them. And as non-native speakers of the language, sometimes we could be confused with these rules, but with practice you can master them. Let's look at the next model, model 33. The president gave in the best actor award to Akshay Kumar for his role in the movie Rustum. This did happen, but there is nothing factually wrong with the sentence, but there is something grammatically wrong with it. So, and what is wrong with it? The president gave in. So gave in or given is the phrasal verb that is used here. He gave in the best actor award to Akshay Kumar for his role in the movie Rustum. So there is nothing wrong with any other part of this sentence. So what is wrong with give in? So we have used this phrasal verb to mean that the president has awarded the prize or conferred or bestowed the prize to, bestowed the award or prize to Akshay Kumar. So gave in is not the right phrasal verb to be used in this context. What should be used then? We should use gave away. Exactly means someone conferred an award, someone bestowed an award, or someone gave away an award. All of them are same. So the corrected sentence is, the president gave away the best actor award to Akshay Kumar for his role in the movie Rustum. So just with the change of this particle away. So here we have used the particle in. So any phrasal verb, the main verb is followed by a particle, one or even two particles, and those particles could be either prepositions or adverbs or both. And here all we have done is just change this particle and used away instead, and the meaning completely changes. Let's look at some phrasal verbs that are derived from the base verb give, the main verb give rather. So, give away, we have just looked at an example sentence that uses the phrasal verb give away, and the meaning of this phrasal verb is to bestow an award or a prize or something, expose even, has given himself away by talking on the phone. Let's assume a thief or a criminal has been hiding for a long time, but he started using his mobile phone or cell phone, and that gave away his hideout. So, that is exposing something or revealing himself in. Give back, so you give it back to me, so you return it to me or even restore. The same way give in, so we have used give in the previous sentence wrongly. It means to deliver or hand in or acknowledge defeat, and this is the most common use of give in. The Indian team has given in to the sustained pressure applied by the opposition team. So, they have acknowledged defeat. Give off, to put forth or to emit, to show off is give off. Give off, off is to contribute to something or to devote, to be devoted to something. Give out, in emit or send out, announce, distribute or even fail. Give up, to stop doing something, has given up smoking, so he is not smoking anymore, or has given himself up to the police, so has surrendered or come out of hiding. So, that is what give up means. Now, let us look at some example sentences that use various phrasal verbs that has the main verb give. The Indian hockey team gave away 2 goals at the end to settle for a draw. Let us assume we were leading 2-0, but at the end of the match they conceded 2 goals. That is what gave away means here, conceded. The next one, he has given away all his fortune to become a Buddhist monk. Has given away, so he has gave all his fortune to someone else or something else. The company officials say they will not give in to the workers' demand, they will not bow to the pressure, they will not concede to the workers' demands. Despite undergoing intense interrogation, he wouldn't give out any information. So, he wouldn't reveal any information, and he was interrogated intensively. In spite of that, he didn't reveal any information, and that reveal is indicated here by give out. All machines, including human body, so human body is a machine as well, give out eventually. So, what do you mean by give out? They are susceptible to fail, if not now, at a later stage. So, give out means to fail, susceptible to failure. Bhutan refused to give up any of its land to China in Doklam area. So, it has stopped doing something. So, it has stopped, it has refused to stop in fact to give up any of its land to China in the Doklam area. Moving on to the next model 34. Use of manure and biofertilizers and better cultivation of soil will bring in better crops. Let us look at various parts of this sentence and see what could be wrong with this particular sentence. What will bring in better crops? The subject is from here to until this point. Use of manure and biofertilizers and better cultivation of soil. Is there anything wrong with the subject? No. And the next one is will bring in. Bring in is a phrasal verb used here. What? It will bring in better crops. So, if you go for the manure or biofertilizers or better cultivation, it will, I don't know, it will bring in is the word used here, is the phrasal verb used here, better crops. So, what I meant was it results or the outcome of that would be better crops, and bring in is the wrong phrasal verb to be used in this context. So, that is wrong. So what should we use? We should use bring about. That exactly means to cause better crops, will enable better crops. The corrected sentence is use of manure and biofertilizers and better cultivation of soil will bring about better crops. So the government is thinking of bringing about a great change in the way people use the digital economy. They are going to cause a change in the attitude. The same with bring about better crops here. Let us now look at the phrasal verbs that have the main verb bring. The first one is bring something about. So, you are bringing something about means bringing something to happen. So, you are causing something to happen. Bring round or bring around, both are used interchangeably. So, make conscious again. Let's assume someone was hurt in an accident and he fell unconscious. He was brought around again. So, he is back to consciousness or to convince. Let's assume we have a team and only one dissenting voice rejecting the new plan is being implemented by your team. And if you happen to convince that person, so you have brought him around to your viewpoint. Bring up. So, the matter was brought up in the parliament. So, it was something to be considered. It was brought up in the parliament means it was about to be considered, or the obvious one is to raise a child. He brought up his kid as a warrior. So, he raised his kid as a warrior. Bring down. The Saddam Hussein's government was brought down. In fact, it was called a regime. It was brought down by sustained efforts from the American armed forces. That is to lessen or to completely seize or to injure or kill. It was a termination basically. Bring off. He brought it off in a beautiful manner. Let's assume there was this match going on between India and some other team. It's a cricket match. In the last ball, the opposition team needs 2 runs to win. And if Bhuvneshwar Kumar bowls a perfect Yorker, so we say he brought it off in an admiring manner. So he accomplished it, or he carried out the Yorker in an admiring manner. To bring forth is to deliver in the physical sense, or to give rise to something, to cause something. Bring in has brought in means he has to submit to the demands or whatever you put forth, or to yield, again the same thing, submit or yield. Bring out means Bennett and Coleman Company brings out the newspaper Times of India. So, it is publishing, or cause to appear clearly. China thinks it can bring North Korea around to agreeing with the peace plan. So, it can convince North Korea. That is what this means. It can bring North Korea around. The opposition wants to bring up the matter in the parliament. So, they want it to be considered for discussion in the parliament. And the next one, the investigators may never know what brought down MH370. So, what terminated, what killed, what caused the crash? Brought down. Even though it was his first public speech, he brought it off with ease. So, he accomplished the task with ease. Please notice the object here, that is it, and it is a pronoun, and as you may probably remember, the brought is the verb, it is followed by the object which is a pronoun, and then followed by the particle. Whenever you have a pronoun as an object in phrasal verbs, this should always be the form that it should take. We human beings never know what tomorrow brings forth. what tomorrow may cause. That is what brings forth means. A good leader brings out the best in the employees, and he could bring out the best in his employees. Bring out means to cause something to happen. He could cause the employees to act in or the work in the best possible manner. Thank you for watching this video.